Hello and welcome to computer class. My name is Dave and today we're giving an introduction to PowerPoint. So boot up Microsoft PowerPoint and this is the screen that you will be greeted with. Now when it comes to this introduction page here, it's no stranger to us when it comes to the Microsoft products because we've learned Microsoft Word. But this blank presentation is normally what you start with. If you want, there are themes that are pre-done templates here. You can click more themes and you can pretty much search for any type and you can find different things that people have made. And it's pretty amazing the repository of library of stuff that they have here. On the Home tab also you can find your recently opened PowerPoints, the ones that are shared with you through your OneDrive account or Microsoft account, the ones that you've pinned here, and also you can open things, you can find your account, you can find options to the program, and up top, if I hover over my name, which I'm not going to because it'll show my account, um, but you can see whether or not you're signed in or not. So to start out with, let's click a blank presentation. And then what I usually do when I first open PowerPoint is I always do this. I delete this stupid template stuff. So to do that, you click on the edge, and that gets rid of these resizable boxes. So I just delete those because you don't need them. They're in fact the default text is somewhat difficult and annoying to work with, I find. So the first thing that we should discuss is across the top, this is called the ribbon, and you can click through the different tabs of the ribbon. Here we have the Home tab, which has things that are default that you might need when you're first making a PowerPoint. You have the Insert tab, which again, as it signifies, you insert stuff, shapes, icons, models, art, different stuff like that. Design tab, you create really good-looking presentation and slides, transitions to go between the slides. You need some sort of animation there. An animation that can occur on an object, such as a piece of text or maybe a shape or something. Slideshow, really helpful for setting up your slideshow, and I'll talk more about that later. Review, going over different pieces of your slideshow. View, changing the view options, and help. Okay, so that's the overview of the menu tab real fast. Across the top, you have the quick access bar here, um, which you can add or subtract from using this menu. And so you can also move it below the ribbon here. It usually has save, undo, redo, and then this start from the beginning for presenting your slideshow, which you can also find on the slideshow tab right there, present from beginning. But anyway, and then whether or not you are saving this presentation to um, to OneDrive. And right now, autosave is off. Now, if you're saving it directly into OneDrive, you'll see that autosave is turned on. Now, notice here's the presentation's name, and right now I haven't named anything. So let's File, Save As, and let's double-click this PC. I'm just going to save it right on my desktop. I'm going to save it as Batman. And when I save a presentation, I usually put PowerPoint in parentheses here, and then I put the date, which is 03/01/21. And I know it says PPTX afterwards, so I know you don't necessarily have to put that it's a PowerPoint document. I just categorize all my stuff, if you remember from my uh, saving your files lesson in basic technology. Okay, so that being said, so that's the menu bar now. Now it shows we have saved. You can search for anything if you can't find it. You have your account rep there. Close, minimize. Down here on the bottom, we have different view options, full screen, presentation mode, one where you can read your notes at the bottom, one where you can see all your slides in an array, and a regular mode as well. And then a zoom in feature or a zoom out feature, which is very helpful when editing slides. Sometimes you'll need to zoom out. Okay. That being said, then you have the pasteboard area here with the slide artboard, and then you also have this different section, this list of slides that you have. Now let's duplicate this one, Control C, Control V, and you can move these around in any order. So just so you're aware, let me insert something on slide 1 here. I'm going to hit Word Art, just drop it on there. Slide 1. I'm going to copy that to slide 2 here. this is slide 2. Now notice when I move them around, like I'm saying, they're switching slides. Now what I like to do is create sort of, when I create a PowerPoint, create a theme. And so in order to do that, you would want to create an order of how the presentation is going to be done and then add a theme to different pieces. And usually for a presentation, I found is you need a title slide, a beginning slide to your presentation, and you need an ending slide. So what I usually do is I right click in between here and I add a section, and I'm going to call this end. Okay, because that's that one. And this one, I'm going to right click. This is the default section. I'm going to rename it. I'm going to say beginning. And then between, I usually, you can either call this beginning or main, but I usually call this the presentation. Okay. So let's create sort of a little theme here. I've already seen how to insert word art, which is the insert tab and then word art, which I think is probably the best way to do things. I'm going to highlight this. Again, you move things or you click things by clicking on the edge of it. You highlight by double clicking inside. I'm going to change this to a yellow. I'm going to go to the Home tab and get rid of this S, which is creating a shadow effect underneath. I'm going to change this to Arial. Actually, I'll change to Arial Black. There we go. And I'm going to name that Batman. Okay. And actually, I'll change this to black too. All right, and then I'm going to insert a shape. I'm just kind of trying to give you an overview of how to use the program real fast. There. And I'm going to take the fill and I'm going to drop it to gold. Change the outline and take it to no outline. And then I'm going to send it backwards. These are all typical things you might do with the program right off the bat. Okay. And then I'm going to take this same text, and this is the power of this. Hit Control C, Control V. And I'm going to take it and write Batman, but after it, fights crime. I'm going to take that and turn it to text fill of yellow. And then I'm going to turn it sideways. And if you hold shift, it'll actually click into place there. Now it's a little bit too big. I'm going to lower it down. Double clicking on it. And let's go down to 40. 45. Okay. Batman fights crime. Batman is cool. Right, so we just have some filler text there. We could take and we could continue to make this theme, if you will. You could just shove things over the corner. And you can kind of see it starts to have a theme to it. All right, so this is just, I could even tip this. Let me give it a little bit of pizzazz. So let's go with 80. Oops. 80. Okay, it's a little bit bigger. Maybe you need to go 100. There we go. Cool. All right, let's leave it like that. All right, so then I might, because this is the opening one, I might copy this and throw that in the end, delete that one. In my presentation layer here on the Home tab, I might add a new slide. Again, I always get rid of these edgy things. And I'm going to copy paste my square over here, copy paste my text, and you start making points to your presentation. Let's say number 1, Batman has a car. I don't know, something, you have some sort of point to this message that you are doing. I'm going to drop this down to 50. Point number 2. Batman lives in a cave. All right. And this is kind of the basis for the program right here. So you could create your presentation, and we don't even have a header here. Facts about Batman. There we go. I kind of like the tipping effect. That looks so much better. Bam. All right, so as you create this presentation, you might want to press save every now and then. And then when you go to slideshow, you can play from the current slide or you can play from the beginning. And then you use the arrow keys, the right and left, to navigate back and forth. And that's basically it. That's a quick overview of what you might do with PowerPoint. This is kind of the interface and the view of it. Hopefully you learned something today. Hopefully you discovered something about PowerPoint you didn't know. And we'll keep going on this journey and learn new things. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you've liked the video. And as always, I will see you in the next video.